Recording. What's up, guys? Hope you like the background. Bitch, I'm from Milwaukee, representing. Where's the new loud? There's the new loud. Getting it in on Geometry Wars. So this question is actually an outstanding question from kramcas2. Is that how I say your name? kramcas2. Anyhow, the question is, how did the Taiwanese criminal justice system work/treat you when you had your bipolar episode while living there? Did the Taiwanese doctors treat your bipolar differently than the U.S. ones? This is an outstanding question because this is something that I've thought about a lot. I don't even know where to begin with this one. The criminal justice. Let's see. When I wigged out in Taiwan, no cops were involved, so that was good. So I just dealt with being in the hospital there and everything. Here, what sucked. Let's start with here before I go to Taiwan. So here, you know, my first episode, I tore shit up at there used to be a Kohl's downtown, I think, or Pick and Save or something. I ran through there, I tore stuff up, cops came, I got arrested, you know, ended up in the county mental health place, ended up getting put on, you know, court order to take medication. Like I had to take it, like I was court ordered to take it. So basically as soon as the court order stopped, I was like, fuck this, I don't want to take medication anymore. And yeah, and then I went on and off meds. But so that whole court ordered whatever thing kind of sucked. I don't have a Taiwan equivalent to that, so whatever. But the one thing that was, this is the hugest difference. This is what I think ultimately convinced me to start taking my medication regularly. In the U.S., you know, every time I was, every time I got sick or whatever and got put on medication, the doctors were like, this, you know, they're so serious. You have this illness and you have to take this stuff for the rest of your life. And there was no question. And I was like, dude, that's bullshit. And I still think it's bullshit, but I'm taking it, and I'm cool taking medication. But so every time they told me I had to take my medication, I was like, fuck this. And as soon as I could, I got off of it. So that's the U.S. experience. They're like, you have to take this. There are no other options. You're sick. This is what you have to do. And I'm like, fuck that. No. And then, you know, the whole criminal thing, I got court ordered, but after the court order was up, then I could do whatever I wanted to. So Taiwan, I have my episode, and I have to thank my wife in Taiwan. She was I don't want to say she was the man, she was the woman. She you know, she did research, found a real, like, pimp-ass doctor, and, like, I don't remember the first time I saw him that much, but what I remember from the second time I saw him...
What was the episode?
Huh?
What was the Taiwan episode?
Oh, like what happened?
Yeah.
Oh, so, okay.
So the U.S. one, you freak out in a store.
Oh, well, I had, like, there's 3 of them in the U.S. and 1 in Taiwan. But the first one I freak out in the Taiwan one was epic. Like, super epic. Wait, do you know that story already? No. Dude, it was super epic. I'll have to do a whole nother video to fully get into it. But in the Taiwan one, dude, I thought I was the Monkey King. I was fucking rolling around. Like, I remember getting on the subway there and just, like, walking up and down the subway car on my way home, kind of running into people, like, I run this shit, and, like, it was crazy. And then, like, I went to, like, I had this game club thing that was organized, and I went there, and I was wilding out. I remember, like, I went to some random apartment and kicked down the door, and, like, was, like, beating on this door, trying to get in for some reason, and, my wife followed me, and somehow got me home, and I can't. And then, you know, then I just ended up in the mental, you know, institution eventually. You know, I got dropped off there, some shit. And then she was all good. Like, she contacted my mom, like, got all the information about what drugs I was taking, because what happens is unless they have a record of what you were taking previously, they just try all this shit on you. And, like, they're doing all this shit. So she got the records from home and coordinated with the doctors there, got me on the shit that I was already, like, decent with, and, yeah, so, and I used to have this video she took of me, I don't know where it is, where I was walking all fucking crazy, like, she thought I was possessed or something. Maybe I was. But anyway, So I ended up in the hospital, get out of the hospital, talk to this doctor, and this doctor did some wizard shit that ended up convincing me to be okay with taking medication. Like, so there's a couple things he did. So in the U.S., they're like, there's this weird stigma with bipolar where it's like, oh, bipolar, you're sick, you gotta take this shit for the rest of your life, whatever. In Taiwan, they just look at it kind of like, oh, you just got this thing and you gotta take medicine and it's whatever. Like, it's not that big a deal. They're just like, whatever, take some medicine. So that's already cool. Like, so they're all more laid back about that. But then what the doctor did there is he just told me, he's like, look, you just want to have a nice life, drink your tea, make money. You want to have a good life. Everybody wants a good life, sleep good, all that, blah, blah. And I was like, yeah, that's true, doctor. That is what I want. He's like, yeah, you don't want to wig out and get crazy, right? I'm like, actually, no, I don't, Mr. Doctor. That shit sucks. So at first he tells me that, and then the next thing he was like, where the doctors here were all like, dude, you gotta take this shit for the rest of your life, blah, blah, blah. And what sucks about the medication, I don't know how long it takes for your body to acclimate to it. I don't know if it's months or years or whatever. But like for me and people who are, bipolar or whatever, like you take the stuff and all of a sudden you can't think as fast, you don't feel as creative, all this. So you're like, this shit is poison. It's fucking my brain up. That's how you feel anyway. That's how I always felt. So I was like, fuck this shit. As soon as I can get off of it, I'm done. Anyway. And then they're telling you gotta take this shit for your whole life and it's fucking your brain and your life up. That's the US. So this dude, he's like, look, this is what we're gonna do. Take this shit, for like a year, like a year, 2 years, maybe a year, whatever. And we'll see where you're at. We'll see how you feel. Maybe we can get you off of it. And I was like, I can't argue with that. That makes sense. All right, I'll take it for a year. Yeah, and then like after a year, I'll fucking get off of it. Yeah. All right, doc, that's tight. A year goes by, and I don't know, I'm feeling pretty good. Shit's still good. Like he's asking me like, here, they're like, you gotta take this amount. And this is what you gotta take. He's asking me, oh, how do you feel? Is this cool? You want to take some more? You want to take less? I'm like, yeah, can we cut it back? I don't like this Zyprexa shit. I don't want to take that. He's like, yeah, fuck that. Let's not take it. And I was like, oh shit. And he's working with me, and it was all good. So then I after a year, shit was all good. Let me see, like a year, and then sometime after a year, I started working out again, and my mind felt good and everything shit just felt all good. Now, 2 years went by and I was just like, well, fuck it. There's no reason for me to stop. Like, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. I feel good. I feel like myself. It's all good. And I don't know. I honestly can't tell you if the doctor was being truthful. Like, if he was like, no, yeah, well, maybe we'll get you off. And that's how they do it in Taiwan. Or if that's just some fucking psychological wizard shit to just get you to be okay to take it, and then they know you're gonna be good. I have no idea, but it was because of the way he presented it to me that made me okay with like taking it. And like the only reason I stopped taking it when I came to the US, like in Taiwan they got like universal health care and shit, like medication's all cheap. Like I paid like $20 a month to get my medication or whatever. When I came back, I didn't have insurance or nothing. So, like, dude, it's like the cheapest I could get it was like $100 a month. And that was like by getting a doctor to prescribe it and then order it from Canada and like, dude, all these fucking steps. And then without insurance, like to get it out, it was like $200 or so. I was like, I can't afford this. And so when my medication ran out, I just stopped because I couldn't afford it. But now it's all good. Like I get it regularly and whatever. So from the state. Yeah. So, the big difference, the big differences there, you just heard this is my longest answer yet, but the biggest differences were being how laid back they were about it. Like it isn't like here, like, oh fuck, I'm bipolar, I can't get jobs now, and people think I'm crazy. Like people are just like, oh, whatever, it's like you got a cold, it's like you got diabetes and you got to take medicine. So like their attitude about it was like way laid back, and the way the doctor didn't tell me like I had to take it for the rest of my life. Not only did he tell me maybe I could quit in a couple years, he was like honest, like legitimately working with me, asking me, oh, how do you feel? Whatever. And, like all the meetings was just like 5 minutes. I'd just pop in. He'd be like, oh, life's good. Yeah, everything's good. Okay, you want to cut it back? Oh, yeah, your levels look good, whatever. And you're out, and it was all good. So, bam. I hope that answers your question, Mr. Kramcas. And you got to get out to the park and do Tai Chi one day, son. You can challenge my senior student.
Yep.
I bet you, you think you can take Kramcas or what?
Sure.
He's a small guy.
Yeah.
He thinks he can take you. Look at that. You got a challenger in the city waiting for you. We're there every Sunday. All right. Yeah, boom. I'm answering these questions. It's how you guys vote them. Like, I go look at the most popular one, and then I just take care of whatever the fuck is next up. So, all right. Deuce.
Yeah, 577 million. No.
Oh, shit. You guys just watched them get $577 million, and you didn't even know it.